Whether you're fly fishing in a stream, getting those ankles wet, or deep in the ocean casting nets, fish nerds, fish nerds, fish nerds. It's a podcast.
Just for the halibut!
Fried in a basket or broiled in a pan.
Hello and welcome to the Fish Nerds, a show about fish, fishing, and eating fish. I'm Clay Groves, Chief Executive Fish Nerd, licensed fishing guide, your best friend, and I'm on vacation! We are in Seattle, downtown Seattle, at a hotel right now. I brought my family out to go to my sister's wedding and visit all kinds of peoples, and we're going to look for fishy stories for the next week. So with me today, I've got Zoe Groves, Chief Kid Nerd Correspondent. Hi, Zoe.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good.
Good. Sammy, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Sammy is a Kid Correspondent Junior.
I'm Fish Nerd Junior.
Junior. And so, what kind of fishy things do you think we're going to see in Seattle today?
Well, I know we're going to go to Pike Place, which has people throwing fish.
Yeah, so we're going to see fish throwing happen, right? Sam, what do you think?
I want to go to the Space Needle.
What is fishy about the Space Needle?
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, one of the magical things about being a fish nerd is we can find fish anywhere. So we will find fish stories to tell. Stay with us. This is going to be an ongoing audio journey podcast this week, and we're so happy you're with us. Stick around. You never know what you're going to hear. See you soon. Bye, girls.
Bye.
Adios.
We're at Pike Place Market. Kristen, what's happening here?
Well, we just went to the gum wall, and the fish throwing smells a whole lot better.
If you can imagine fish smelling better than gum.
That's how bad the gum wall smelled. So this is better.
All right, so we're getting ready to watch some fish throwing. So are you ready to take some slow motion video?
Definitely.
Definitely. Sam, what's going to happen here?
So, people are going to be
Nothing happened. Nothing happened. What are they going to do?
I don't know. They're going to throw fish? I think they're going to throw salmon.
No, we're just going to record some background audio. We're doing like an audio journal. My necklace is what You have a bag. Why is my bag better than yours?
22 out of this one.
22 out of this one. Hey, 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 Patrick, hey,
So Sam, what just happened, Sam?
So, they just threw a fish.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then why?
I'm not quite sure why. They just did.
All right. Well, I want to eat some fish. Do you want to eat some fish?
No, I don't like fish.
Zoe, do you want to eat some fish?
Yes,
What do you
definitely.
want to eat?
I don't know.
Let's figure. I'm thinking about that Dungeness crab, but that's not fish. It's true, but I'm thinking about eating it. Jumbo shrimp cocktail. Thing.
Guys, time for a little snack?
Yeah, I'm thinking about the Dungeness crab.
You want to get Dungeness crab? It's all right. It's all right. Crab cocktail. Crab cocktail.
Help yourself, Zoe. Crab cocktail.
Ready?
Well, I want you to taste it and tell me what you think. It's good, right?
This one's cold, but good.
Do me a favor, take a few steps
All right.
down the walkway.
I had a fork. I had a fork.
You had a fork. It's in your
lost.
hand right here.
That was right here. All right, let's get out of this line. Thank you.
Have a big day. Yeah.
All right. I love that one.
So yeah, this is a salmon, a spawning salmon.
Yeah.
He's made out of a rake, and then these are cut. These are cut out of propane tanks. His head, and there's a hoe, and then here's a little fish in my pelican's mouth. That I don't know what's made out of, and let's see. Where is that other? Oh, this guy is made out of wheelbarrows. Here's the wheelbarrow fish.
Right, I was looking at that cut
Yeah.
up wheelbarrow earlier.
Yeah, and there's
So cool.
he is made out of a rake again, and he's also he's a jumping salmon.
Totally is. Now, so your name is Pam, right?
Yes, my name is Pam. I have the Haystack Company in Startup, Washington.
And do you have a website?
On Facebook.
And do you have a Facebook page for this?
Yes,
So
yes.
we can share this. People they can
Yes.
and they can they buy your art online, or do you just have to come here and get it?
They have to come out and get it.
It's worth the trip, and they can stay here because you have an Airbnb, which is fantastic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, so you're a self-taught welder badass,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. How did you teach yourself to weld?
Just went out there and started up. I weld all with a torch, so I'm able to bend and cut and weld together all with the acetylene oxygen. So, yeah.
And so why fish?
It's a popular thing out in the Northwest, fish.
It is the culture. Around
Yeah,
here.
it's the culture out here.
That's cool. And do people like it? They buy a lot of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can identify that it's something different than they will see anywhere else.
Yeah, well, I mean, I love about the wheelbarrow one especially is when you cut it with a torch, it changed the colors on it, and it gave it that
Exactly.
really kind, almost looks like it's in spawning mode. It picked up all those sockeye looks. you know.
Right, and plus it's not flat.
Right.
With a wheelbarrow, you get a little curvature to it, and yeah,
It's fun. I think it's a great use of recycled materials as well.
that's
So
what we do here:
Yeah.
repurpose, recycle.
That's fabulous. Well, great. That's so cool. Thanks, Pam.
Oh no, thank you.
And we'll put pictures up at our Facebook page and link
Okay.
to yours, and you'll be famous. Sammy, what do you think of this place?
Awesome.
Awesome. What's your favorite thing about it?
The cat.
The cat. How about you, Zoe? What's your favorite thing?
Well, I think everything here is just cool. I love all the welded things.
Yeah, I do too.
As of now, I really like the dragonfly.
Yeah, it's made out of a knife and made out of forks.
Forks, stained glass.
Yeah, it's so clever.
Thanks.
Cool. Well, thank you, Pam.
Thank you.
All right, what's your name?
I'm Connor Kaysen with Find Me in Seattle.
And what's your project about?
Right now we're here at the espresso stand filming for the Evergrey, which is the email newsletter in Seattle, and with partnership with Get Around Car Rental. Get Around is an Airbnb for your car, and we're taking a trip to Leavenworth with a promotion of all the local businesses on the way.
That's so cool. 20 years ago, they would have called that a zine. Now we got email newsletters, right? So it's come a long way.
Someone should start something called Zine.
Yeah.
I feel like that could come back.
We can make it a thing.
We could definitely
we'll
make it a thing.
collaborate. Cool.
So are you? Yeah, you got it on the road,
Yeah.
and you just document the whole process.
We're doing like we're documenting our whole trip.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey,
But-
of course, that's what I'm doing too.
Yeah. No, do you fish?
Not a lot. I've got my in-laws live on the beach in Florida, and so I've done some fishing on the beach out there. But I'm not a regular fisher, unfortunately.
No, not around here. Everywhere I go, that's all people seem to talk about is fish.
It's
So
fish.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of good fishing around. I mean, there's just so much access to nature around
Yeah,
here.
it's so cool. It's in nature out here is so much bigger than where we are, so it's neat to see.
So where are you
it.
from?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Yeah, so we're mountain people, but it's just different than the mountains here are bigger.
Yeah.
So.
How'd you end up out here? You just wanted to go on an adventure?
No, my sister's getting married out in Twisp. And
Okay.
So we're heading out. So
Cool.
yeah.
They following your lead with the podcast. You guys gonna start your own show?
I've tried.
You tried.
She's a correspondent for my show. She's
I
the
love
chief
that.
chief kid correspondent, and this is Sammy. She's our what's your
I'm Fish Nerd Junior.
Junior. Thank you very much. Here, I'm just gonna take one.
All right, cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
All right, we'll
it.
see you on the road.
Yeah, great to meet you.
All right, you guys. It's been a while since I checked in on this audio road trip of the Cascade Loop in Washington State. We got so busy and we're just getting the recorder out, and then we ran out of batteries, and we drove through like hours and hours of no stores anywhere and forgot to get batteries. And now 2 days later, it is Sunday of our trip, and so I haven't put on the recorder in a few days. We went through towns like Leavenworth. Leavenworth is a town in Washington State that is all Bavarian. It's by code, so the entire city looks like going to like. Well, I've never been to Germany, but I imagine like if you did I made a cartoon of Germany, that's what it would look like. And now we're staying in a town called Winthrop, Washington. And Winthrop is a town that is Western themed by code. So the entire town looks like the Old West. And the really strange thing about it is your brain puts together this image of how the places are supposed to look. It looks like a saloon on the outside. It's got these wooden boardwalks that you have to walk down, and you feel like you're wearing cowboy boots and chaps and all that stuff. And then you walk in, and it's like, regular pharmacy or regular store. So it's kind of, your brain has to like go back out and look again and go, okay, I'm in the right place. But so I bought a fishing license 2 days ago, and I've fished for a total of 17 minutes because of various problems like not knowing where to fish or getting to the fishing spot and it being closed to all fishing. So I've been having really challenging and also making time. I'm here for a wedding, and those of you fishers who have a family know that you have to do the family time stuff. And so I'm not prioritizing fishing. So right now I'm out driving around. It's 5 a.m. I think it's Sunday morning, and I'm trying to find a spot to fish. And here's a really cool thing. So I'm in, like I said, Winthrop, Washington, which is just center, middle, top of the state here. And Washington State has, I think, some very, very complicated fishing rules. Anyone who, in fact, I know people who stopped fishing in Washington because the rules are so complicated. And they're complicated because Washington loves fish. I don't know if there's any other state that loves fish as much as Washington. Everywhere you go, it's fish themed. I've not walked into one store, didn't have fishy gifts or fishy stuff. It seems like all the towns and signs and stuff are all made out of, fish stuff. It's just fish are everywhere. I think you can't avoid the fish. But so for a state that loves fish, so on my assumption, and if anyone wants to call in and fill me in, I'll be talking to a guide tomorrow who will help. My assumption is the rules are complicated because I'm hoping because they're really good at managing their fish. And I'm sure that's a controversial statement, but we shall see. But here's the cool thing, and this is what I really like about Washington State, is even though the rules are complicated, and I always tell people this about any rule book, is when they think rules are hard, is you don't have to memorize. I'm a guide in New Hampshire. I don't memorize fishing rules unless I have to. What I do is I know how to use books, right? But using a book, if you're out fishing, is hard because you're fishing. But now we all have smartphones on us. And the Washington State has this great app called Fish Washington, which is basically a GPS functioning rule book. So I'm opening it now, and I just opened it, and immediately the GPS function pings in onto where my car is parked. And if I zoom in, it has like Google Maps on it. It looks like Google Maps. If I zoom in on the river, touch it with my thumb, it tells you the name of the river. So I'm at the Methow Creek. By the way, it's spelled Methow. Oh, sorry, Methow River. And it tells you right where you're at. It has a section of the river laid out, so if you have to double check the book, you can. And then you click on that, and it tells you the rules of that section of river. So like where my hotel room was, that river's closed to fishing. I don't know why. Now I'm a half mile away and it's open to fishing. But I don't have to know this. So it says selective gear rules, Columbia River salmon is steelhead endorsement, internal combustion motors prohibited, 2 poles not allowed, right? So I don't have a Columbia River salmon head and steelhead endorsement, so I can't fish this section of river. I have a regular general fishing license. I have to pay like $18 more to fish here. I think that's what that means. But at least I know now, right? As I scroll down, all game fish in this river section are catch and release. The season is Saturday before Memorial Day to September 30th. So if I had that endorsement, I could fish here. Whitefish rules. These are mountain whitefish, which is a fish we do not have back home, which I really would love to catch while I'm out here. Daily limit 15. And whenever I see daily limit of 15, I think there must be a lot of them. So I would like to catch a lot of them. And whitefish are not considered a game fish, apparently, because the whitefish rules are here. And other game fish, you cannot catch any other game fish besides... all game fish are closed December 1st to February. So I'm going to click on the whitefish gear rules here and tell you what that means. Fishing gear is restricted to one single point hook Maximum hook size 3/16 point to shank, hook size 14, and bait is allowed. So in this section of the river, if I am targeting whitefish, I can use bait, you know. But anyway, it's really cool. So I'm going to do is take a drive around and try to find a spot I can fish with my fishing license I'm holding, and I will report back. But right here, I do not have that endorsement, and I don't want to break the rules. By the way, I'm in my rental car right now, and there are deer just kind of sitting all around me. So it's kind of a neat place. If I was a hunter, I would eat these. Okay, we will catch up soon. Bye bye. All right, kids. I am at Davis Lake, still in the Winthrop area of Washington State. And this lake is a lake that's actually, I'm 90% sure that this is a managed lake that's managed specifically for firefighting. So this part of Washington State is prone to forest fires. Last year, a big forest fire whipped through here. And I'm seeing fish rising, by the way, which is really exciting. And what happens is they come out here and they scoop water out of the lake with big helicopters, and they use them putting out fires. I always wondered, too, like, do fish get sucked up in these things? Like, what other impacts do they have? But I checked the regulations, and it's just general fishing rules, so all kinds of fishing is fair game here. And there's a big kiosk here that says, special fishing gear restrictions apply to these waters. Check your fishing pamphlet for current regulations, and of course, the book does not list any special regulations, so I don't know. But it looks like there are cutthroat trout in here. There's a big sign with a picture of a cutthroat on it, so I'm hoping maybe to get lucky catching that. Another funny thing, I've been talking to a lot of fishers here in Washington, and they only seem to know about salmonids. They don't seem to care about any other species of fish, because asking about like different minnows and different other things people might catch, and people just look very confused by that. So we shall see. I will report back. Okay, so been throwing flies for about an hour at Davis Lake here. Still at Winthrop, Washington. Winthrop. And these fish hate me so much. I've been throwing willy buggers, top water, sinking things, all kinds of stuff. And I don't know what these fish want me to do. They hate me so much. I see them jumping, eating, doing fishy things. So I switch. I've been throwing a spoon now for the last 15 minutes, thinking maybe a spoon would work. Put the fly right away, got a spoon, nothing. So, I'm about to give up. I wish I had worms, and that's where I'm at. I wish I had worms. So, well, I'll keep trying. I'm gonna do half an hour of this. If I catch a fish, I'm gonna push record. At least we'll hear it. Maybe I'll take some pictures. But it is beautiful out here. I see fish still jumping everywhere. Okay, I think I'm about to get a fish. Stay with me. Got one. Got one. Got a fish. I don't know what it is. It doesn't like being on a hook. It's not jumping or anything. Maybe I got a log. Oh, about to jump. About to jump. Got a jumper. Come on, buddy. It's not big, but here it comes. Oh, I hope it's something new. Rainbow? I think rainbow. Rainbow. You hear it? That's success. Get my camera, take pictures. Got a rainbow trout. Okay, so that was super cool. I caught a rainbow trout on Davis Lake up here in Washington. Whew. Yep, got him on the spoon, and I let him go. He's fine, I hope. So, more fishing to come, you guys, but I had a great time, and I'll report back. Okay, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Okay, so we're sitting here, Davis Lake in Winthrop, Washington. We were here yesterday, and I caught a rainbow trout on a spoon, and I got home. I was so proud of it. I was talking about it, and I read the rule book wrong, and I caught it wrong. What did I do wrong, Zoe?
You forgot to crimp the barb.
I forgot to crimp the barb off the hook. I guess the phrase special rules means no barbs on your hooks. So the fish I caught yesterday did not count, even though I took a photo of it. It never happened. Today we're going to get it right. Now today I can't fish yet because I don't have a fishing license anymore. My license expired. So Zoe, you need to make this happen. What is your strategy today?
Just to cast the rod and see if I can catch a fish.
Yeah. We're going to be using a spoon with a single hook that has no barb on it, and we are seeing. Are you seeing fish in the water?
Definitely. They're leaping out of the water, and they're rising. So they are leaping, literally 100% of their body out of the water in a big arch. It's fabulous.
And what is our target species?
Cutthroat trout or something new.
Yes, anything new would be really great. We got a rainbow yesterday, a cutthroat, or even a cut bow, a hybrid would be really cool, right? Right.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. All right, we'll report back. Stay tuned. Okay, we're still here. We made about 30 or 40 casts. Zoe, what went wrong today?
Well, the reel that Dad brought with was a dud.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It's just all, I can't turn the crank. What else?
The lure Dad brought was a dud.
The lure doesn't work. And also the lures, I bought hooks to put on my other spoons, and the eyes on the hooks are too small to go in the split ring, so we can't switch those out, right?
Mm-hmm. Everything went wrong.
Yeah, but it's pretty.
Yeah, it's gorgeous out.
All right, we will catch fish today. We're going with a guide this afternoon, and that.
He knows what he's doing.
Well, I hope so.
He knows what he's doing. Yeah. It wouldn't be a licensed fishing guide if he didn't.
Huh, interesting point. All right, we'll be in touch.
Go ahead, come up and hit this pattern right here.
What pattern's that?
It's called the Fuzzy Wuzzy. It's
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
in that chubby Chernobyl ant pattern family.
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
But yeah, that was some of the first steelhead I started skating up. And that's one of the most incredible ways to catch a steelhead.
On a Fuzzy Wuzzy?
On the skate.
Yeah.
Skated surface fly, because they'll put on some acrobatic displays. The first one I ever skated up was just 2 runs down here. And it came up 6 or 8 different times for me. Back flipping, front flipping, cartwheeling, doing 360s. It face smashed the fly so hard one time, it knocked it a few feet away from itself. It's kind of one of those good beginner holes. I train people on sometimes because the strike zone's close. Jeez, they're sticking with us though.
Yeah.
Shoot.
I'm gonna go dive in that water, maybe.
All right. So I'm recording now. So so we're out here with Leaf. What's your last name?
Seaberg
Seaberg, and it's Methow Fishing
Adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your website is Methow Fishing Adventures.
Yeah, you can find me, that way. But the site is flyfishersproshop.com, and you can find the blog that I write on some of the backcountry and other stuff around here, and the podcast version of our weekly radio broadcast.
Cool, which I've heard. So I'm excited about this. And it's funny story, and you saw this, Zoe. I was messaging Leaf on Facebook trying to set something up, and then we were in buffet line on my sister's wedding.
Yeah.
And you were right behind me. So
Small world.
it really is a small
Yeah.
world. So that's how we were able to get this worked out. So
that's how it works a lot for me around here. Just word of mouth from folks that, it's a small town.
Yep.
In a small world here.
Yeah, and that's how it is up where I am too, up in the White Mountains, and it's not that different.
Blue.
And I'm gonna tell you, like I've been bragging about our mosquitoes in New Hampshire, and I have not seen any mosquitoes in Washington until now. And now I'm like, okay, this rivals what we deal with.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if
I mean, black flies are worse.
they're not big, but we've got good numbers here today, as you can see.
No joke. I know. I'm actually just putting my feet in the water, get them off my
Let's
ankles.
get out there and get in the water.
All right, we'll report back. All right, this fishing adventure, so far so good. We're in Twisp, Washington. I don't know the name of the river, but it looks like any clear river in New England. Like if you transplanted this river up to New Hampshire, it would fit right in. And we're fishing for cutties, which are cutthroat trout. But we could catch a rainbow, salmon, steelhead. One never knows. And Zoe's been learning to cast. Leaf is doing a good job teaching her, and she's doing an exceptional job listening, which makes a big difference. And the mosquitoes are just like New Hampshire here, so we're feeling right at home. We're getting eaten alive.
Bugs, you keep the bugs off me.
So, what do you think about the casting so far?
I think it's fun.
And, how would you compare this to like New Hampshire waters?
The same?
Yeah, it looks the same. Feels the same?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mosquitoes making you comfortable?
No. I thought there were no mosquitoes in Washington.
Yeah, we've been corrected.
They can stay home.
Yeah, we were bragging about our mosquitoes, now we're not. We're humbled.
You can take ours with you. You can have a battle of the mosquitoes back home. See who's are tougher, Washington or your guys's?
I don't know. I mean, Washington's like New Hampshire on steroids. So if you took the White Mountains where we live and blew them up, we would be here.
All right, Zoe. You ready for another round here?
Yeah.
So let's try this spot just a second longer, and then we'll move down just a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
Dad, move.
I'm moving.
Got that? Hold on tight.
So, do you want me to do the circle thing or just the back and forth?
Do the circle and then your back cast. The circle gets you pointed where you want to go. And back cast stretches you out just as far as you want to be. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Good. Now let's do this. Let's get a bunch.
We're using this topwater bug, and it's kind of a sight fishing game.
And we'll just do the skating part. I'm going to put you out there just a little further, but then you're going to do the skating. All right, Zoe, now we're going to move down, but I want you just to lead it in the water. So I'm going to kind of help you. You keep your eye on that, and we can work our way back out to longer line. So now let's go down just a little and out just a little.
Down now.
Okay, out just a little, right about there. Now do your circle, and then try to back cast right up there.
Dad, move.
Well, he's all right.
I'm
As
all
long
right.
as we're on your left, we should be okay.
I thought I was supposed to cast over there.
Yep.
No, yeah, kind of.
Well, you're all right. Don't cast so far that we're going to be in your way. There you go. Good job. There it is. Watch that bug. That kind of cast, it's going to get eaten. There you go. There you go. Good job, Zoe.
I so bad want to see a fish grab it.
The one that likes to live down here is about 19, to 20, mid 20-inch fish usually. And these cutthroat at that size are just amazing looking.
And I've never seen a cutthroat, so I'm really...
Oh, they get that big lipstick red slash, their namesake. And they are generally a green back and yellow side and a red belly. There you go. Now let's just kind of follow it down.
And is these barbless hooks?
Yeah, so it's, it's challenging because you got to keep that tension on. Luckily, Zoe's got some fishing experience, so...
She's got 12 years. She's 12 years old, has 12 years experience, so...
All right. She's hardcore, just like my boys. All right, same thing, same angles. You can see we're just kind of slowly working our way... Good job watching your fly. Slowly working our way
How old
down.
are your kids?
My boys are 10 and 12.
Oh, that's
Same as
really
my
close.
kids, yeah, 9 and
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, there's some crazy dudes.
You ever get up to New Hampshire in the wintertime? I'll take you out for a really cool ice fishing experience.
I would love to try to get over that way.
Oh,
You're all right. Good job.
good.
I looked where
A
I
little
was going.
slower on that cast. You'll go a little further.
Okay. I have a rock in my shoe, Dad. Can
Let's-
you hold? No, can you hold
There you
this
go.
right here?
Hold on to your dad's arm really quick. I'll show you guys a cast to the other side. We're almost done with this one, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Taking notes.
You're fine. What I do is called skating a lot of the times, and I'll set up a drift like I'm gonna swing a streamer, basically. But as you can see, then I'm popping my fly across the surface, almost like a bass popper,
It looks like it.
almost like a zero spook.
I love the spooks.
And this gets an incredible reaction out of fish, as you can imagine. You will see full body jump. And in the fall, it's really good, and in the spring, it's a really effective way to fish, because spring you're giving them a second look at it when the water's faster, and in the fall you've got the steelhead and the more aggressive fish. Midsummer, the water's so low, they just want to see a dead drift.
Yeah. Now, are you aiming for that like pocket water behind
Exactly.
those rocks?
Just trying for a couple pops in that, and then I'll just get it across the waves, and then try a couple on this side.
I got my pants wet. Finally.
You can tell you've been fly fishing a long time.
What's that?
You can tell you've been fly fishing a long time. You also have a fisheries degree, right?
Yeah. I graduated from the Bellingham Technical School with an associate's in fisheries and stream management, a certificate in fish culture.
So you get to claim expertise in a lot of levels.
Yeah. Now I'm managing the hatcheries program, or the Yakima's hatchery program up here in the Methow Basin.
So you're not are you a full-time guide plus that, or do you?
I'm as close to full-time as I can manage.
Yeah.
It's a short, condensed season.
Yep.
If it's just trout here, there's just segments to it without steelhead. Ordinarily, I would guide 5 to 7 months out of the year and then work full-time, So it's a busy schedule. It's
fun,
it's
though.
like this community for the most part. Most people around here do multiple things to pay the bills.
That's how I worked 5 part-time jobs to pay my bills. So I get
If you
it.
want to live someplace beautiful, there's generally a sacrifice. something
Yep.
like that.
We call it the valley tax where we live.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Totally.
Still a valley here.
Still a valley here. Yeah.
That's what we call it.
The valley tax.
Yep.
Every valley you need to work more than one job.
Oh, did you see that?
I did. Yeah. We had a hit. Did you see that, Zoe?
When you follow up, I don't think I pricked him at all.
Better.
Nope. I think he just missed.
Yeah, I didn't feel anything.
Watch this, Zoe. About to get him. He's hungry now. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it.
I am watching.
Sometimes you catch a bad edge, and I got dumped there somehow. Let's head down to the next run.
All right. Where's our gear? Oh, way up there.
Inside, right up in there where it's soft. And then over there on the outside, they need a big rock to make a resting place. if you look around a little
Grab
bit,
my back for me.
our golden stone is really the meat and potatoes of the river. The shucks should be around. They just kind of started, so it's just a few. And here we go.
Yeah, so in New Hampshire we have one that looks very, very similar. I think it's called Perlidae. And beautiful.
So that's the golden, and there's like 6 or 7 subspecies of that golden stonefly here. And the biggest one overlaps with the biggest caddis in the fall, late summer. The golden stone is peaking in late August as the October caddis starts in September. For us here, the strongest part of that is in September.
Good.
Yeah, those are the stock up and get fat before winter bugs for our fish.
And I love a fish that's stocking up before winter.
Oh yeah.
That pocket looks like exactly the same thing, just moved here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's got a nice inside piece here that's almost undetectable in the drop that it takes right there. And so it's really good until about, this point here, and then it starts to kind of get what we call conflicted flow on the inside right there, kind of a back eddy, turbulence waves. But about that point, the far side left bank, river left, starts to get some really good big round stones. By about the time you get about 2/3 the way down, it's either this corner or that corner, kind of.
So you know where they live.
Oh yeah, and it's with West Slope cutthroat. They live their whole life in 1 to 2 miles of stream, usually one pocket. They go upstream to spawn in a tributary, and they come right back. And
so they don't have that spawning urge that like rainbows have, right? To travel, they just have their little section.
Not far. They're going to go about some of these guys are going to go about a handful of miles up into the Twist, one of its tributaries, and spawn up there probably.
And what's this river's name?
This is the Methow.
Methow.
Yeah.
And Methow is like that worst name to read out loud the first time. It's Methow, and we're like Methow, Methow.
Yeah.
It's Methow.
Yeah, it means doorman or entryway kind of.
Perfect.
To the valley, I take it. And Twisp is native for wasp.
I heard that.
Come on out.
Yeah.
Chloe.
Going out there.
Let's
Looking
do
at
it again. Same thing you were doing.
Different spot.
Yeah, and all the brown rocks are always slippery.
Yeah,
The last time we were out there.
I call that rock snot. They have it in the lake.
Yeah.
I just call it rock snot. And when I had my
Sometimes
friends on
we
the
call
boat,
it salmon snot.
when we have it on the boat,
All right, let's give the same thing a try again here. Draw your circle, then extend it with your back cast.
Watch yourself.
Taking your time. Good job.
You ever hook your dog?
Only a couple times, and she learned quick. She hooked herself on a pole that was leaning against the rig up at one of the lakes and drug it down the road in a panic. And so that kind of instilled the fear in her. Good job, Zoe. That's right, way to watch your bug. Good follow through. Follow you all the way through. All right, take a couple steps out.
got it.
There you go, right there.
Right there?
Yeah,
Cast
right there.
again?
Just get comfortable again and then do your cast again. Good job. Good
That
job.
was better. I didn't cast myself.
There you go. Looking good. Good. Take a little bit more line out. 3 feet maybe. Yeah, it's a buggy pattern.
Makes me want to go back to New Hampshire and try that on our trout.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people, take these bugs home and have success on their home water with this pattern.
Yeah. Well, the fish don't know where they live; they just know they want to eat. So.
Yeah. Well, and this is not a match the hatch pattern. This is what we call the instigator or the floating cheeseburger.
Yeah, a big piece of foam, right?
Like Wonder Bread.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just a basic attractor. They just can't help but love orange and purple.
Yeah.
Purple's another hot one for cutthroat. There you go.
Yeah, for brookies, we're into hot pink a lot. That's our go-to.
Yeah.
I don't like pink normally, but
I know. It took me a while to fish some pink patterns just because it's not my favorite color, but it's not about us, is it?
nope, it's about catching the fish.
swing it a few times, and then take 2 steps down. And repeat until you've chopped up the entire run.
What a streamer is with the streamer.
Streamer's like a
Like a woolly bugger.
Oh, okay.
you've tied woolly buggers.
The ones that swim underwater and look kind of like a fish. Where these kind of look like a grasshopper, maybe, if anything.
If anything.
Those look like a fish. You got ones that look like flying bugs, ones that look like crawling, floating bugs.
Now, the pond we were on this morning, the fish were lined up under the tree eating things.
Ants.
And so something like this under that tree or
Yeah.
ant under the tree would do really well.
Willows, probably under the weeping willow. Yeah, they have a sweet sap, and so they attract ants. I used to have a pond at my old house, and this one brown would just cruise circles underneath, just sipping ants from the tree.
I always thought it'd be fun to hang a, because I have a property on a waterfront property, to hang a bug light, those blue bug zappers over
Yeah.
the water.
Yeah.
And just have it
It's
constantly chumming one
yeah.
spot.
Oh, and they'd figure it out too. They'd just be
they'll line
hanging
right up,
out
right?
underneath that thing.
Yeah. When they go out there in the
Walk
morning
that a
and
little more.
dab a fly in.
Yeah, that's right. So that's one of the things that your circle one is for. So sometimes your first one will do it, sometimes it won't, so you do another one.
You get it farther away
Yeah,
from you.
yeah,
Got it.
exactly. And slowly kind of walk it away from yourself with those circles. Good job. You just sped up your back cast a little, but other than that, because you're keeping good angles and following through, it's working out. Flip over, fly. There we go. You want to see his little white hat. Make sure you see that white part on top. Parachute will tell you that he's right side up. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Thank you.
We're being a little stubborn on this one too. Let's
That was a hit. I
There you
saw
go.
that.
There you go.
Keep twitching it.
Yep.
you
See
got
how
it.
it was right after your twitch?
Yeah.
Take another 2 steps.
Did you see that, Zoe?
It wasn't huge, but it was biting. That's the important part.
Ah.
It was ready to shake a stick.
Yeah, and fish have terrible aim anyway, so it's not necessarily
Well, in this one, sometimes you're not going to get those little guys, and really their tactic is to eat the legs off something and disassemble it. Little fish like that will split a grasshopper like an 8-piece chicken. There you go. So not quite as hard with your twitch, Zoe, but keep doing what you're doing. Give it another cast. Good job. Way to watch that back cast. Yeah, and so rather than pulling back, just go up here. That way you don't get stuck. So real light, real gentle, like you're beating eggs. There's a bowl of eggs at the end of your rod.
I beat hard.
There you go. You don't want to get stuck back behind yourself. You got to have some room left to set the hook. All right, take another handful, 5 more steps.
So what's a bull trout?
A bull trout is a big char, a big relative of the brook trout.
Nice.
And here on the Methow, the biggest one I've heard of, measured at our trap up the Twist River, was a 46-inch fish.
Beautiful. That's a huge fish.
Yeah, they just eat other fish once they get bigger than about 16 inches. It's a diverse family, you know, and
sure.
it's on both sides of the continent.
Well, you know, your lake trout, which is one of our fisheries,
Exactly, yeah.
that's a char.
And technically brookie are too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Not a trout.
Not a true trout. Although I'm not clear the difference still.
Yeah.
I've been trying
No,
to figure it
they're all-
out. And
They're
I'm
all
like,
related way back there.
They're all
it doesn't-
salmonid,
it's all
right?
kind of a moot point.
when you guys have whitefish here too, right?
Correct.
Mountain whitefish?
Yes.
Is there whitefish we have in New Hampshire of lake and...
Yes, the Great Lake whitefish.
So we have lake whitefish, which are near extinct, and we also have
Oh, that's a bummer.
round whites.
Another few steps. Yeah, he told me about that. Catching all kinds of crazy fish and eating them.
Yeah, whitefish is the only one I haven't got.
We actually have a very good Great Lakes whitefish fishery in Banks Lake here, one of the big reservoirs off the Columbia.
I know that you can't do the quest with things in out of New Hampshire, so if you caught one, it wouldn't count first quest.
Gotcha.
Because the quest is in New Hampshire, so... And it also has to be a lake white.
I still want to catch one.
Yeah.
Well, I also noticed I was reading the bag limits on whitefish is like 25 a day. I mean, is
Yeah,
there like a huge population?
It's a healthy population. It's more of an old... that's kind of an old regulation, and people don't. It's not a popular fishery anymore. I think if there were a lot of people taking advantage of it, it would be. They would have to lessen that.
I bet if people knew they were salmonids, they would go after them more.
Yeah, they just.
We don't know anything about them.
Yeah, there's a people don't. They turn their nose up at them like a lot of coarse fish.
Yep.
Like for like fall fish.
Yeah, New Hampshire we have fall fish, huge minnows. And they're like the byproduct of fishing in our rivers, and they fight like any trout you ever caught, and people hate them. And
why don't you let me fish this one out real quick, and then we will we'll head down to my house and try that spot.
Sounds great.
My fingers hurt now.
You're doing a great job.
Quickly, yeah, you're doing a really good job. You're doing a really good job. If you had a chance to spend the whole day with me in my boat, we'd definitely have you into a bunch of fish the way you're fishing.
So I want you to watch what he's doing here.
Just giving him a second look. That's a little fast up there.
Oh, I saw him hit it. Did you see it, Zoe?
Yeah.
It's that same one, still chasing.
There he is again. I saw him jump out of the water. Did you see it, Zoe?
No, not that one.
Good dolphin jump.
Whole fish came out of the water.
I'm watching this time. You know he's gonna strike when I'm watching.
Well, he didn't actually hit it. He just jumped over it.
Yeah, he never really got a piece of it.
I saw him again.
I saw that time.
Tiny one.
He's a little. He's like 7 inches.
Yeah, if that.
If that.
5 inches. So that's what a steelhead will do, though. A 3-foot long steelhead.
We'll just jump right over it.
Yeah.
Leaf, how long have you been guiding?
About 10 years now.
10 years, good long time.
Yeah.
What got you into it?
You know, I kind of guided unofficially as a kid. My family would come into town from California or whatever, and my dad just always had me fishing with him, and he was one of the first fishing guides here, and I was like Zoe, I was like his boat boy, and so same way I could give an adult advice on how to fish and get him into fish. And when I came back from college, some younger guys were asking if if they could use some of my accesses and my drift boat, or would need some help making their operation work. And eventually, they'd ask me a couple times if I wanted to, and long story short, I finally caved and found it to be a very pleasant experience. I wasn't sure what it would be like.
I love it. Yeah. Now, New Hampshire's a very intensive program to become a guide. It's a huge intensive thing. What's it like out here?
I wouldn't call it intensive. It's you have to have insurance, you have to have business license, you have to have first aid training, and that's pretty much it.
So New Hampshire's a 3-hour oral board. You got to be prove you're an expert outdoorsman, navigator, rescuer. You got to be able to manage a backwoods rescue using lat and longitude and the whole thing, and it's impossible almost to get the license. So
it's pretty much just, if you're not a good guide, then people figure it out.
Yeah, I've always thought that market would solve that problem all by itself.
No, the free market solves a lot of that here. You don't see. You
won't last 10 years if you suck at it.
No, yeah, exactly. You've got companies that have got a reputation for a reason.
Yeah, New Hampshire, it's hard to get in, doesn't mean you're going to be good at it. It's just hard. It's a lot of work.
Stay right where you're at, Zoe. You're kind of starting to zero in on the spot there. So just keep working that. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so don't even, there you go, right there. Just straight across.
Beautiful, that's perfect. They're right on the edge there, Zoe.
At it.
Yeah, point at it.
Good. So you want to twitch and then pause, and twitch, twitch, pause. 1s, 2s, and 3s. Make up your own numbers, however many times you want to do it. Try walking down a little bit more. I think we could still have fish below us today on this one.
All right, so Leaf is piggybacking Zoe across some deep, turbulent water right now to get her to the fishing spot. Now that's a guide. I'm hoping for a fall. She is not. So I am not. I'm going to hang back here and watch from far away. All right, I'm just going to update you. About halfway across the stream, about waist deep in heavy, heavy current, carrying $400 worth of recording gear. Scared the hell out of me. I'm going to drop it. Oh, shit. Excuse me. So my method for walking across the river is 1 foot at a time. Don't move the other foot until the first foot is planted. This is so dumb. I'm going to regret this. All right, made it to the spot. We had one fish swipe at it so far.
Yep.
We're in what's called the kiddie pool here, which is a big eddy right behind Leaf's house. So he's working that fly like a pro.
Yeah, just let it drift.
And Blue is not happy.
He's like, I should be included. Oh, she sees the neighbors. She's still sticking up for us even though we're out here.
Good job, Blue. All right, so we took the skunk. Sometimes even the best guides can't get us amateurs on to fish. We saw probably 7 or 8 strikes. We think they were cutties, mostly really small fish. But man, we learned a lot. And now the trick is getting back to shore without dropping my recording gear in the river. If that happens, it's all for nothing because you won't hear this. They're still kind of fishing the shallows while I'm trying to cross the river. So maybe we'll get lucky while I get across. They'll maybe get a fish. Stay with me. We're having a great time. If you're in the Twisp, Washington area, this is the place to be. So beautiful here. And this is forest fire country, so last year, forest fires ripped through this whole part of the state and just destroyed it. But it's coming back, and it's part of the natural process. But if you own a house here and you lost it to the fire, that's not comforting. Holy smokes, I am in the heavy current right now. If I drop this, I'm going to need more Patreon supporters because that's almost $500 worth of gear in my left hand. I'm a little spooked out right now. I need waterproof recording gear. Almost there. I got about 25 feet to go, and it's the heaviest of the current. It is ripping through here. Whew. No wading stick for me because I'm stupid or tough. I don't know the difference. Almost there. I think we're going to make it. Water's now ankle deep. If I fall now, it's just because I'm clumsy, not because of the current. Whew. Made it. Made it. Whew, whew. Boy, and that was so fun.
Yeah.
So fun. I learned so much.
Well, I'm glad we at least did that for you, you know. You win some, you lose some when it comes to fishing.
Yeah, usually for me it's lose something. You learned fly fishing? What was your big learn today?
How to really, I don't know, casting and the moving in the water and how to cast. Mm-hmm. I think that's it.
Yeah, you did well at casting and the twitch, the skating technique, you did really well at.
Yeah. Now I want to try that technique on bass.
Yeah, that, and if you guys try that on your Atlantic salmon when they're first arriving.
I'm in. Cool, thanks.
You bet.
Hi, I'm Zoe. And here's...
All right, so we just finished our fishing trip. We took the skunk, and so they have a saying in fishing. What's the saying?
I'm not really actually sure.
When you don't catch any fish fishing, they say that's why they call it
fishing.
Right. actually don't like fishing.
Really?
No, I hate it. I like catching. And I hate that sentence more than anything. Now, I had a really good time. And the fact we didn't catch any fish has nothing to do with our guide whatsoever.
No, it was just kind of like luck.
Right. So tell us about the experience.
So I learned how to fly fish today, and well, I didn't know how to fly fish before, so I learned how to cast, and I was told I was fairly natural at casting by Dad and the guide.
I don't think I said natural.
Natural? You said natural.
I said you've been fishing your whole life. So you're
No,
good at
you
it.
also said, "Oh my gosh, you're a natural."
I'm so tired of
catcher."
your ego. So, did you see any fish today?
We did see fish.
Tell me about that.
Some of them were attacking, and they did a dolphin jump right out of the water.
Hey, they jumped right over your fishing. I want to say lure, but I should say fly, over your fly because you were fly fishing. And it was really fun to see. And so some of that we learned more. We learned more today by not catching fish than we would have catching fish. Although I really, really, really wanted to catch fish. I hate not catching fish.
Same, but I'm glad I learned it.
I also don't know why I bought a fishing license. I didn't touch the fishing rod. My hope was that you were going to catch the fish. So the fact we got skunked, I'm actually going to blame you.
No, you're not allowed
It's
to do that.
so
No,
wonderful.
no,
There's
it's.
a deer right there.
Oh, look, a deer.
Yeah, so we're driving.
Where is he? I can't see him. Oh, there he is. Hello, Bob. Hi. Oh yeah, me too.
So we're driving home from our fishing trip right now, and one of the fun things about this area is there are deer everywhere. They call them the town rats because there's so many of them. Zoe, how many deer have we spotted so far?
For the ones we've counted, 32.
32 deer so far, including babies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were super cute.
All right, and we also learned, what else did we learn today? What else did we learn today?
You give a buff to someone and they give you t-shirts.
Let's leave it there. It's perfect.
Alrighty.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
So that's it. You've listened to a bunch of fish nerds when you should have been fishing. Hey, big fat thanks to the state of Washington for being so cool. Big fat thanks to Methow Fishing Adventures. Big fat thanks to everybody we hung out with in Washington. And I think our normal schedule's coming back here soon, so stay tuned for more episodes of the Fish Nerds Podcast. Make sure you subscribe everywhere you can. And until next time, follow the code of the Fish Nerds. Spawn early. Spawn often. Never trust a free lunch with strings attached. And swim against the current every chance you get.
Whether you're fly fishing in a stream, getting those ankles wet, or deep in the ocean, casting nets, Fish Nerds. Fish Nerds. Fish Nerds. It's a podcast.
Just for the halibut!
Fried in a basket or broiled in a pan. Eat it raw like you're in Siam. Fish Nerds. Fish Nerds. Fish Nerds. It's a podcast.